The court finally delivered its long-awaited verdict. In a courtroom filled with both anticipation and sorrow, the judge read the final sentence in a firm voice: 10 years in prison for the prime suspect in Yu Menglong's tragic death. For a moment, silence fell over the room. Eyes that had previously held anger, sadness, and uncertainty now focused on the judge who had just ensured that justice was no longer just a hollow hope. No one cheered. No one applauded. All that could be heard was a heavy sigh, as if released from a long burden. Of course, no punishment can truly atone for the loss of a human being. However, for family, friends, and fans, this decision was a bright spot. You may not be able to return, but the truth had finally been brought to light on a stage long tarnished by lies and doubt. Among those who had been following the case with suspense, the names of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan stood out in particular. These two friends, who had shared a deep bond with Yu Menglong, could finally breathe a sigh of relief. They were not only public figures known for their work, but also human beings grieving the loss of a very important friend. Wang Yibo, known for his quiet demeanor and rarely showing his emotions, was unable to hide his emotion. As he left the courtroom, his eyes were moist, his voice trembling, but firm. He said that although 10 years could not equal the pain the Yu family had endured, at least the world could now see that the truth could not be hidden forever. Justice may come late, he said softly, but at least it has come. Xiao Zhan was no different. A man who often encouraged others with his warm smile. This time, let the tears fall. He recalled how Yu Menglong had been an important part of his life, a friend who always brought laughter amidst his busy schedule. In his statement, Xiao Zhan emphasized that this sentence was not simply about revenge, but rather an acknowledgement that Yu's life was not to be taken for granted. That every soul who passed away should be honored with truth. That moment was a turning point. For months, the two of them had lived in the shadow of grief and uncertainty. Every time fans asked, every time conflicting news emerged, they could only hold back. Now, they finally had answers. A closure, though not the desired ending, but enough to move forward. Outside the courthouse, fans gathered with white flowers. The atmosphere was silent and respectful, as if the world had agreed to make room for Yu Menglong's memory. The flowers were not only a symbol of mourning, but also a tribute to the truth he had fought for. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan stood there, gazing at the expanse of white flowers, feeling the overwhelming support of their loved ones and friends. Many fans shed tears. They had not only followed the careers of their favorite artists, but also shared this heartbreaking journey. Social media was filled with prayers, hopes, and gratitude. The words, "Finally justice has been served," echoed from thousands of accounts, signifying that this story had touched more hearts than anyone could have imagined. However, beneath the relief, there remained the awareness that the wounds of loss don't heal instantly. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan understood this all too well. They knew that lonely nights would still be haunted by memories of you. Laughter, simple conversations, even small moments that once seemed ordinary are now irreplaceable treasures. Justice may have come, but grief will always be a part of their journey. Despite this, a new peace slowly emerged. For Wang Yibo, it came from the certainty that his friend could now rest in peace. There was no longer any doubt that the truth would ever emerge. No longer was there any silencing injustice. For Xiao Zhan, it came from gratitude for the immense support they had received. That in this world, they were not alone in facing their loss. The following days marked a new beginning. They returned to the stage, not with the same burden, but with renewed determination. Every song they sang, every role they played, now carried a deeper meaning. They performed not just for themselves, but also in memory of their lost friend. For fans, it served as a reminder that while grief can leave wounds, art and love can mend the torn pieces. Time cannot be turned back. Nothing can replace the smile of Yu Menglong, who has passed from this world. However, his legacy lives on, whether through personal memories, the work he left behind, or the continued love of those closest to him. In every step Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan take, Yu remains present, even if unseen, even if only in whispers of memory. The court may be just an institution. However, for those grieving, the decision affirms that human life has inestimable value. 10 years in prison may seem short compared to the pain of loss, but it symbolizes that the world still cares, that the law can still be the final shield for truth. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan can now look to the future with greater peace. They know that life must go on. They choose to live the days ahead not with anger, but with love. Because ultimately, the best way to honor you is to continue living a meaningful life, a life filled with work and happiness, even with the scars in their hearts. In every interview, the two no longer shy away from questions about you. Instead, they answer softly with fond memories. "He will always be a part of us," Wang Yibo once said. "And we will continue walking with him in our hearts." These words comforted not only themselves, but also the fans who shared their loss. Time passes, but this story will always be a significant part of their lives. For many, this was a lesson about the fragility of life, the importance of truth, and the preciousness of friendship. From tragedy comes new strength, from pain comes resilience. Finally, the world can see that justice, though faltering and often late, still finds its way. And behind it all, there are two figures who stand strong, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, who find peace not only for themselves, but also for the friends they love. Those white flowers are now just memories, but their meaning will always be eternal. Like Yu Menglong, who, though gone, lives on in the hearts of many. Like justice that may be slow, but ultimately comes. Like peace that may be difficult, but ultimately can be achieved. And ultimately, this story is not just about a case, not just about a 10-year prison sentence. It is a story of love, loss, and the courage to rise again. About two friends who bravely faced a harsh reality and chose to move forward with stronger hearts. Because even though justice was finally served, what is most beautiful is how love and friendship live on, even after death do them part.